Hi, this is Karen from Mojo Global. Welcome to the Mojo Global Radio Show. Today we have as our honored guest, Marc Bernstein. Marc, welcome to the show.
Hi, Karen. Thank you.
I'm happy to have you. And could you tell our listeners a little bit about how you could help them?
Yes, what I do is I work with entrepreneurs and I help them clarify their vision for their future and identify the obstacles that might be in the way of getting there. And through a process that we often call the fiscal therapy process, help them get through those obstacles to achieve their future visions.
Well, thank you, Marc. Can you give us a little more information about who you serve and maybe even give us an example of someone you're working with?
Sure. I work with entrepreneurs, as I mentioned, primarily business owners, often the founders of the businesses, sometimes second generation in family businesses, sometimes professionals who are entrepreneurs. That might be a lawyer who's grown a law firm from scratch into something much bigger, or we work with a number of people in medical professions. We have dentists and oral surgeons as an example. An example, I'm going to give you a conglomerate of a couple people that I'm working with right now, but one of the areas that I've worked a lot in is with manufacturers. And I'm working with actually two manufacturers right now who have built very successful businesses and they've done very well for themselves. And in fact, one is a third generation business owner and one is a first generation business owner. But in both cases, their vision for what they want to have happen over the next 10 years is not clear because they love their businesses. They would love to have children in the business, but it's not clear whether that's something their children want to do or are qualified to do yet. So what they're interested in doing is helping them to identify a path to building a leadership team that can run the future. And maybe they back off a little bit. Maybe that's what their financial independence and retirement looks like, or paving the way for their children to enter the business and to work alongside this leadership team, or put it in a position to exit the business by selling it. And so that's a common thread with several of the people that I'm working with right now.
Thanks so much, Marc. Can you tell us your why behind what you're doing?
My why is that, first of all, I've always been interested. Well, I grew up in a family business. My father was an entrepreneur. He built a greeting card wholesale business. And I've always been, so I know what it's like to have entrepreneurial blood, if you will. I'm an entrepreneur myself, and that's just always who I've been attracted to working with. And what I've learned about owning a business is that it's not a straight line to the top. And anybody who's listening who is one knows what I'm talking about. There's no overnight successes. And I love that journey. You know, I understand the journey. I love the journey. And I love being along on the journey with the people that I work with as they traverse the hills and valleys of those businesses, and love the idea of helping them get through all of that and handling the obstacles in the way to really achieve their visions and then to be able to celebrate their successes.
Thank you so much for being on the show today. What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Best way to reach me is to email me at Marc, it's M-A-R-C, at M-A-R-C, letter J, Bernstein.com. So it's Marc at marcjbernstein.com, or text me at this number, 484-557-6494.
It's been a pleasure having you on today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Karen. I appreciate it. It's been great to be here.
Thanks so much for being on our show today. And to our audience, we always appreciate you. And we look forward to bringing you the next Mojo Global Radio Show. Bye-bye.